Hey everyone! In this video today, I'm going to be sitting down and doing yet another Not and Chill video. And as you guys can see here, I am making the beautiful classic Starburst friendship bracelet. Now, as you guys have probably noticed, I haven't posted in about 6 days, and I just decided that I just want to sit down and, make a bracelet, film a video. I've been pretty busy lately since the schools back where I live in California haven't opened. Actually, we're going to, school physically, not online anymore. And all the colleges, all the high schools, and all the middle school and elementary schools have opened. So we are going back to school now. Anyways, so let's just start chatting because this is a Not and Chill video. So I guess I'll just bring up a random topic first, and I guess that will be the first thing that comes to my mind, which is music. Because the reason why I'm doing a voiceover here and making this video of me nodding very silent is because I was actually listening to music on my Alexa. I love to watch dark fantasy trailer music by the creators Secession Studios. You can find them somewhere on YouTube. I'm subscribed to them, and they have so many amazing playlists that I listen to. So it's pretty awesome. And as you guys may know, or probably know by now if you've been following me for at least the last couple of months, you know that I am very into fantasy. I actually am writing a fantasy novel. And I'm just obsessed with fantasy. That's all I think about or talk about to my friends and family who don't really get it, because no one really in my family is into fantasy besides my sister and my dad, who are the ones who actually introduced me to fantasy in the first place. Anyways, what music do you guys listen to? Let me know in the comments. Like I said, watch or listen to Secession Studios on YouTube. I also really love the band of Monsters and Men. They are an incredible band, and the music is just very chill, depending on what song you listen to, but most of them are pretty chill. I also listen to AC/DC, the classic rock bands, Guns N' Roses, because yes, another classic rock band. I also tried to listen to Billie Eilish. She's definitely the trend music-wise right now, and I tried one of her songs that the other bracelet YouTuber suggested. It was the song called "You Should See Me in a Crown." I listened to that song, and it definitely reminded me of fantasy because it was actually Meg who suggested we watch or listen to that song. And I actually do agree with her. She said originally that it would definitely go along with a, fantasy character. And I do agree with that, honestly. You guys should go and listen to it. Anyways, let's talk a little bit more about this pattern. So, when in doubt, make a classic normal pattern. I was definitely stuck choosing patterns this week. There are a lot of beautiful new patterns that I've, added to my to-do list that I haven't really, cut the strings for. I often procrastinate on making certain patterns that I really want to add to my to-do list, and I just didn't really want to make any of the new ones that I added, so I just decided to add this Starburst to my to-do list once again and make it for the millionth time. Honestly, in my entire journey with doing friendship bracelets, I have never actually succeeded in doing a good Starburst. So every time I do it, there'd always be something wrong with it. Like the edges wouldn't be straight, the knots would look very sloppy, or the Starburst would be very disproportional. Like maybe some sides are longer than the other. It just never turned out the way I wanted it to turn out. But, now I've had some more experience with it, and it's turning out pretty well. I'm really happy with it right now. And as I'm sitting down and doing this voiceover, I actually completed 2 stars about I only have one more inversed chevron to go until I finish the second star, and I started it, like, actually knotting it this morning. For some reason, when I was cutting the strings for it, I was pretty confused because, I don't know, maybe it's my terrible counting skills and like math skills, but I counted 4 colors instead of 5, but I don't know, maybe it was just me miscounting one string every time. I don't know if that's the case, but it was strange. It took me at least 3 hours trying to figure out how to cut the strings and, you know, have enough colors for it. So it was kind of crazy. I didn't really like that very much, but it is what it is. And yeah, so I think the first time I attempted this pattern, I didn't have any white because, as I have mentioned in previous videos, when I first started making friendship bracelets, I didn't have a lot of the materials and string. So, as everyone probably knows, it's a very common thing to have your black and or white run out in your string collection, and that's always been the case with me, whether it was rainbow loom, you know, yarn, knitting, and also including friendship bracelets. It's always been the problem with me. So, of course, at that time when I tried to start the Starburst, I didn't have white, so I don't know. I just subbed it out for a really light blue, and that didn't look so well, especially with this really strange pink, because again, I didn't have a lot of the materials and string for friendship bracelets. So I tried it with a really nasty pink color, and that with a light blue that I didn't have much of did not go well together. So of course I ended up cutting it because I am a perfectionist and I do want all of my projects to have a pretty color scheme and look sort of perfect. And if you guys have any pattern suggestions that you can, you know, let me know about, because I really need more patterns to add to my to-do list. A lot of my to-do list is filled with a bunch of patterns I don't see myself making in the future. I only have 36 to-dos, which isn't that bad compared to a lot of other people I've seen who have a lot of to-dos. Like, there's people who actually have like 1,000 or more to-dos on their to-do list. And I was like, you know, like, what the heck? So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be, you know, cleaning out my to-do list soon. I didn't film a video on that. I know that, Megan Morris did a video on that recently. I think it was her last video. And if you don't know, I do follow her, so, I get inspired by a lot of her videos to, you know, create more content similar to hers. So if you guys want a, cleaning up my to-dos video or series, do let me know in the comments down below as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. And our next subject is books, of course, because I read sort of a lot, but I used to read like constantly when I was a little girl. And I've definitely read a lot of famous, amazing series, like the School for Good and Evil series, which I stopped at the 4th book because I just had a lack of interest. And I've also read the Aragon series, also known as the Inheritance Cycle. I have read the Land of Stories, which is a pretty popular book series. What have you guys read that you would like to suggest for me? Do let me know in the comments as well. I also read part of the Harry Potter series. I got all the way up to the 5th book, and that's where I started to get kind of bored of it. And I'm sorry for any Harry Potter lovers out there. I've never really liked reading those books. I don't know why. The first couple were pretty good. They were exciting, and they caught my attention. Just the 5th book, I don't know. I just got tired of it. But I've watched all the movies about twice now. I loved those when I was a 3rd grader. And I've also started the book Children of Blood and Bone, if you've heard of that one. It's a #1 New York Times bestseller book, so it's pretty awesome. And yeah, I've also tried the Throne of Glass series, and I'm actually currently reading The Lord of the Rings for the first time. And I know you've never really been introduced to fantasy unless you've read The Lord of the Rings, which I I haven't. I read all the other fantasy books except for Lord of the Rings, which is kind of sad, but I'm definitely working on that right now. I'm actually on The Hobbit, which is the prequel to the Lord of the Rings series, and I'm about a quarter or a little bit more done with The Hobbit. I don't read that much. I don't have a lot of time, and I also have a lot of things I'd rather be doing sometimes, you know, like obviously friendship bracelets. I also love to write, as I mentioned before. I definitely have a goal to have a New York Times best-selling book, so that's a pretty big goal. And I guess succeed in the friendship bracelet community. I just want to get better at bracelets, and mainly alphabet patterns. I've been working towards those for about 7-8 months now, so pretty a very long time. And that brings me to TV. I don't know, a lot of books I read tie into movies. Like, obviously I've watched the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit movies, which I think are equally awesome. Also, I'm a pretty big Marvel fan. I've watched all 26 to 28 movies, and I'm actually starting to work on these shows. For example, I am going to be watching WandaVision. If that's a good show, leave a comment. I would love to see what you guys think about that before I get into it. There's also The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm pretty excited to start. And one I'm in right now, I like to watch, shows, I guess, one show at a time. So I'm currently watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm currently on about maybe a little over a quarter through the 4th season. And there are 7 seasons. I'd highly recommend that show. That's probably my favorite show I've ever watched. And for those who are old enough to watch Marvel movies, I mean, they're not bad for kids, I'd say. They just have some language in them since they are PG-13 movies. But I definitely suggest watching that show if you like the movies. It's basically about the Agent Coulson who died in the Avengers movie, so basically it takes place right after the Avengers movie. And it's a really awesome show. It's full of mystery, and it just takes really unexpected twists as soon as you think you figured it out. Anyways, this pretty much concludes this video and this not and chill session. So I'm showing you guys my bracelet right now. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!